Oh my god, I haven't made a video in a minute, man. Yeah, it's been about 3 months since my last video. That's fantastic. And you probably already noticed that the title of this video called Cody Chronicles. I don't even know what that's all about either. Actually, no, my script says that I do know what the video is about and why the Cody Chronicles is a thing. I messed that up, but who gives a shit. Anyway, this brand new series is actually just the My Experience series, but now I'm adding the story of said games. Honestly, I don't know why I didn't do that before. Maybe I was lazy, maybe I didn't have enough time. I have no idea. You have no idea. We both don't have any idea. I'm doing it now. That's great. And to premiere this brand new series, I'm gonna show you the logo for it. You guys like it?
Oh boy, yeah.
Okay, look, it took me a long time to make. Please don't get on my ass about it. It took me like, what, 4, maybe 5 days, okay? Calm down. Alright, enough messing around. And yes, this series will be replacing the My Experience series, for better or worse. Maybe because I'm adding the story now for videos. Like I said, I haven't uploaded a video since the Crash video about me talking about the Grand Prix of Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. And I'm not gonna lie, man. After about a month, Activision added microtransactions. What? Honestly, I shouldn't say that I'm surprised, considering how they've been. God damn it, man, I love the game, and now I can't play it because I have a principal to maintain too. Anyway, after that happened, I never touched the game again. I went back to Persona 4 Golden to finish my 3rd playthrough. That one took a minute, but I finished it not too long ago. I still love the game. Here we are. Okay, so being gone for 3 months, honestly, I haven't really been gone, considering I've been live streaming Persona 5. If you guys want to go check that out, make sure to hit the bell icon, or subscribe. I don't even know, YouTube doesn't really notify my subscribers anymore. I don't know, YouTube needs to get on their shit, but who cares? I mean, I do, considering I want you guys to enjoy the streams and videos. YouTube doesn't like that. Alright, enough about that. I don't even know where to begin. Okay, it says, how I got into Uncharted. Okay, I'm being unprofessional here, but alright. So in the summer of 2016, I've been meaning to get a PlayStation 4, and at the time there was no way I could afford one, so I had to wait until Christmas, until I had enough money for a PlayStation 3, which was 80 bucks when I got it, and believe me, I didn't really use it at the time. I still don't use it. Moving on though. I beat The Last of Us. That's pretty much it. Okay, look, that was the only game that I had at the time, and the other games that I do have was Spider-Man 3 and Sonic Unleashed, and I already played those games on 360, but I got them anyway on the PS3, cause nostalgia, I guess. Well, anyway, by the time I got my PS4, I already had my first PlayStation 4 game. That was Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. I had lots and lots of fun with that game, countless hours on this game. I fought with my friends on this game, and I'm repeating this game a lot, please forgive me. I did so many PQs with my friends, and the game was just really fun. It's not like that anymore, sadly, but I mean, this game was before Dragon Ball FighterZ came out, and I doubt Bandai will ever release Xenoverse 3. Why do that when you can milk Xenoverse 2, you feel me? Anyway, that was my first game of the PlayStation 4. My second game was Uncharted, or I should say the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection. And oh boy, these games were fire. God damn, this theme always gets me chills. I mean, I feel so nostalgic whenever I hear this theme. I just get transported to the very first time ever playing this game, and man, it feels so good to listen to it again. Even though I played this in 2016 for the first time, I feel like I'm back in my childhood. Okay, I didn't really own the original PlayStation 3 and the original Uncharted, of course, considering it's my first time actually playing the game in 2016, but man, this remaster collection is fantastic. The original Drake's Fortune on the PS3 is more saturated in color, while the PS4 version tries to make it more of a natural color, like more realistic, I feel. Given on your perspective, this could be good or bad. I mean, I think it's pretty natural the way it should be, but at the same time it kind of takes away the original game, if that makes sense. Either way, I like both versions, but moving on. Here's a fun little fact for you guys. The people that made Uncharted Golden Abyss for the PlayStation Vita actually made the remastered versions of these games. Or you can just say ported, doesn't matter. Now the Uncharted games has a little bit of a mix of a shooter, action adventure, mystery, puzzle solving, and I guess horror? I only say that because near the end of the story, zombies come out and they just come out of freaking nowhere and to begin out the story, we're on a boat. I'm not kidding, we're on a boat. The two most important characters in the series is Elena Fisher, voiced by Emily Rose, and of course Nathan Drake, voiced by Nolan North. Elena is a reporter from what I'm guessing is Channel 6 from the TMNT series, and Nathan is an explorer, I guess. They don't really give out much details at this point. Anyway, the two are opening up a coffin of Sir Francis Drake, which could or could not be an ancestor of Nathan Drake. It turns out to be a notebook left behind. The notebook is what Sir Francis Drake hidden away. Shortly after the coffin, so-called pirates come out of nowhere and try to kill Elena and Nathan. However, just in the nick of time, Sully, a good pal of Nathan, comes into play and rescues them both. Sully and Nathan think that Sir Francis Drake found something in the Pacific so valuable that others couldn't know about it. El Dorado.
El goddamn Dorado.
I'm guessing it's a place the two never really say anything about. Anyway, the two get into a fight because if they don't let Elena go, she's gonna report the valuable thing that Sir Francis Drake was hiding, and there'll be a great treasure race war. Sully has too much debt in his hands, so he can't have that. So, what does Nate do? He books it out of there, leaving Elena behind. And while Nate and Sully search for a bit, they find themselves a World War II German U-boat. And yes, I had to look this up, don't judge me. Anyway, this boat has the missing piece that they were looking for. Nathan was explaining how he found the missing page to Sully, but it turns out this guy named Gabriel Roman took Sully hostage.
I'm Gabriel Roman.
Yeah, I know who you are, asshole.
Apparently, Sully owes this guy a lot of money.
We need money.
The three have a small chat and shoot Sully in the heart.
Sully! Sully!
This guy really can't catch a break, can he? Nathan books it trying to escape, and he runs into Elena. Why? I have no idea. However, I got the feeling this is gonna happen a lot more throughout the franchise. Anyway, the two meet up, shoot some bad guys, and get to a jeep and hop on a plane to the El Dorado. However, while on the plane, things look bad for the two as they have to jump out because they're getting shot at and the plane crashes. I'm not making this shit up.
Enough with the damn camera, we gotta bail out!
The two get separated and Nathan has to go through the jungle to look for Elena. However, during the search, Nathan finds the cockpit of the shattered plane and finds the map that he left behind for some reason. Stupid! When Nathan does find Elena, she's recording everything she sees for her little show. Girl, there are people out here trying to kill you, and you are walking in La La Land recording everything! I'm sorry, at that point I would put the camera down and find a way to get off this island. Since Elena is so distracted to herself, recording everything she sees on this island, she doesn't even realize that Nathan found her. After fighting some bad guys for a while again, Nathan finds Elena again. I'm starting to see a pattern. During a search for her, Nathan finds something familiar to him, and of course he finds Elena in the process. Without realizing, two bad guys are gonna shoot at her. Of course, without much thinking, Nathan decides to shoot at them, and he gets RPG'd. Nathan then wakes up in a cell where Elena finds him, and of course she's talking about it too. Oh, Jesus Christ, this girl's gonna give me a headache. Anyway, this guy named Eddie Raja cuts the conversation short. The two have a little chat with themselves, and Eddie explains that whoever is the last man standing gets the gold and the girl. By the girl, he means Elena. Of course, Nathan tries to lie, saying the girl is long gone. Eddie doesn't buy the lie at all, and Eddie asks Drake,
"How much trouble could one girl be?"
Nathan and Elena try to escape in a jeep, leaving Eddie to give chase. After a little while, Nathan and Elena run out of road. Eddie catches up to them and thinks that Nathan and Elena is working for Gabriel Roman, to keep the treasure for themselves. So Eddie decides to give them the two an ultimatum. Give them the map, or die. I mean, Nathan already decided to pick die now from earlier. Eddie tried to shoot them both, but he freaking missed. Eddie, you good, man? After almost being killed, Nathan tells Elena to hold on because he was about to fool Eddie and drive off the cliff. The two survive and find themselves a motorboat. Nathan tells Elena that he is so done and he just wants to go home. There's too much risk of dying not knowing if the El Dorado is there or not. Elena tells Nathan that even if they wanted to go home either way, they're gonna have to go back to the harbor. So the two drive on the water a bit and see the city is completely flooded but don't know why. Out of nowhere, Elena suggests that maybe the El Dorado is some kind of curse. Of course, Nathan doesn't believe in her. I mean, why would he? That just seems silly. It doesn't seem real, but Elena is saying a whole colony doesn't turn right and vanish. However, the colony did vanish, so what could this mean? A long while later, Nathan and Elena find this small library. Nathan thinks that their old ship manifests. It's a little bit dusty, but hey, it's somewhat still in good condition, right? Anyway, Nathan looks over to the table and finds an old textbook. The book contains detailed information about the El Dorado. Apparently this thing is over 500 pounds of gold. Jesus, could you imagine if someone had that much gold and sold it? Dude, you'd be set for life. When they first showed this off, this thing gave me bad vibes just by looking at it. Apparently Elena thinks so too.
That thing kind of gives me the creeps.
She also notices that Nathan's ring around his neck.
This was Francis Drake's ring. I, kind of inherited it.
Sic Parvis Magna?
Greatness from small beginnings. It was his motto. Check out the date.
29th of January, 1596.
One day after he supposedly died.
Wait, what are these numbers right here?
Coordinates, right off the coast of Panama.
Oh, so that's how you found the coffin.
Yeah, that's right.
Again, sometime after, they both find the boat on the other side of the harbor. Elena suggests that she'll stay put where the boat was supposed to be, but Nathan seems suspicious of her, and her excuse was, quote-unquote, get more footage. Man, that sounds like me. Nathan shaked it off as whatever, and continues on for a bit without her. Again, a short while after. Okay, let me just stop there. Saying this over and over again is getting kind of ridiculous, but honestly I don't really have a choice considering almost every cutscene is like this. Nathan is shooting at somebody, cutscene happens, Nathan's shooting at somebody. I apologize if that's frequent, but I can't really get around that. So, yeah. Okay, where was I? Let's see here. Oh yeah, got it. Nathan finds a smaller boat and sees some more bad guys loading some stuff up. While Nathan was gonna take them down, Elena comes out of nowhere and stops him to show him that Sully is still alive and is with Gabriel. Seems a little fishy, but Nathan says Sully isn't a backstabber. However,
Which way were they headed?
Nathan has a plan.
We either rescue him or we beat the crap out of him. Hell, I might just beat the crap out of him anyway.
Damn, Nathan, let's figure out what he's doing first. Jesus, man. Again, another while later, the two are crossing this fragile bridge.
Watch where you step. Some of these boards are really falling.
So much for all that footage, huh, girl? That sucks. Again, another while later, the two are in a scary forest and sees a booby trap that was caught by a bad guy?
I wish I had my camera.
Okay, Elena was trying to go viral 15 years too early.
The Spanish booby trapped the island to protect their gold?
This wasn't made by the Spanish. Take a closer look at the spikes.
You have got to be kidding me.
This is from our plane.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense, though. Why would someone set traps like this when their own men are crawling all over the island?
They wouldn't. Something's been here since a trap was sprung.
Why am I getting Jurassic Park vibes right now?
Do you think that...
A short while again? Oh god, this is gonna get annoying. What am I talking about? It already is getting annoying. The two make it to a church. In that church, they hear a familiar voice. Holy shit, it's Sully! Sully is apparently gossiping? I don't know, I'm confused as Elena is. Anyway, Nathan and Elena try to hide, but they get spotted anyway. The two stop the bad guys and talk to Sully for a bit. The three have a "Where's Mr. Krabs" talk. And Sully is saying that Roman had a contract on him and they needed to buy some time. However, he also explains how the notebook that Nathan got from the coffin saved Sully from dying. Well, I'll be damned.
I convinced Roman that they would never find the treasure without me. So I've been trying to mislead him ever since, waiting for you to show up.
Well, where are they now?
Well, they're chasing a little red herring I sent him on the other side of the monastery to get rid of him. Look. Drake had it all figured out. See, that's the symbol the Spanish used to mark their secret vaults. The treasure is hidden right here in this monastery. Find the symbol,
And we find the vault.
Behind the hidden door is a hidden library, and another hidden door comes open. Nathan suggests he'll be going alone. Elena and Sully both agree, and Sully gives a walkie-talkie to Nathan. This time, a long while later, Nathan is exploring while taking out guys in the process, hears that Gibber Roman is having a chat with Reddy Raja. Eddie is telling Roman that his men are getting slaughtered, but it isn't Nathan that's killing them. I don't know, Eddie. We took down a lot of your men during this entire game. Who else would it be? Roman thinks the same thing and doesn't care what Eddie has to say at this point. Of course, Eddie leaves off pissed. Roman talks to this one dude pointing at the gun at Eddie named Navarro. Says that Sully is telling the truth of where the El Dorado is. Of course, Roman doesn't think that Sully is telling the truth, which Sully isn't. And honestly, I think he's just very pissed.
We'll kill him once we find the treasure. He has no incentive to tell the truth. Really, Navarro, sometimes I think you left your brains back in that slum where I found you.
I just need a little more time.
Chasing this treasure of yours is proving to be more trouble than it's probably worth.
I assure you, El Dorado is worth more than you can possibly imagine.
It had better be.
Nathan continues onwards to find a way to get to the treasure. However, during his search, Sully contacts him and he and Elena were reading some of the books in the hidden library. Sully says there's actually a hidden gallery on top of the church. Of course, Nathan gets on top of the church and see Roman and Navarro's men. However, Sully's misleading guidance actually led him to the treasure vault. Way to go, Sully. You did it without even trying. However, to make up this screw-up, Sully creates a diversion by escaping, which gives Nathan enough time to get to the vault. One small puzzle later, another hidden door opens. Great! How after realizing the small hidden door was actually a trap.
It's a trap! It's a trap! Sullivan, are you okay? Sully!
Yeah, fine. Still in one piece. You knocked me on my ass, though.
I mean, hey, you're still alive, dude.
We're gonna have to find
Give him a break. Walking forward a bit, Nathan and Elena find themselves into a goddamn maze. Just so you know, I hate this goddamn maze. Once out of the maze, Nathan and Elena find, again, another room.
This is getting so old.
Tell me about it, Nathan.
For nothing.
Did anyone else hear that? Oh, we're just gonna pretend that didn't happen? Okay then. Nathan sees a ladder and makes Elena climb up his back. While in the process of going up to the ladder, she sees a rope. Eddie and one of his men look like they aren't doing well.
What the hell's going on out there?
Didn't you see them?
Oh, no. Oh, God, no.
We're trapped.
Jesus, what is that?
We're dead. We're all dead.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, crap.
Jake, if we don't make it out of here, I just want you to know, I hate your guts.
Yeah, likewise, pal. Now let's do this.
Oh yeah, trying to put on some AC/DC Back in Black and kick some zombies? After killing some zombies, Elena can't get the rope because it's so rusty. After some time, Eddie gets really cocky and he lets the zombie get him off guard.
Don't mess with Eddie Raja!
Eddie! Eddie, hold on!
Hey folks, viewer mail time again. Oh, here's one from Sally, age 14. Dear Pig, aren't you interrupting the story at the most suspenseful part? Well, the answer is yes, Sally. Yes, I am. Keep those cards and letters coming.
The rope finally moves, and Nathan and Elena run for their lives and make it to the safe room. After looking at the table where the El Dorado is, Nathan says it was below the monastery. Honestly, right now, I don't even think that matters, considering the zombies are in the mix now. I would just run for your life at this point. I would just forget about the treasure. Elena, with her smart thinking, breaks the glass with the toolbox, leaving Nathan to get back power up and running so they can get back to the surface. And I have to say, this is creepy as hell. Not as creepy as Resident Evil 2 Remake, but creepy enough. Honestly, this is the one and only thing I hate about this game. This was not necessary. It doesn't necessarily scare me in a way, but the fact it's mixed up in here, it just feels like it was just added in, you know what I mean? Anyway, after getting the power back on, Nathan sees an old film set. The film is showing the statue of the El Dorado when it was found back then. However, Nathan doesn't understand, and neither do we as the player. If it was already found, why hasn't it left the island? Next to the film set is a picture of a German soldier with the body of Sir Francis Drake with the El Dorado.
My end is near. The devils hunt for me in the darkness. The gold of El Dorado bears a terrible curse. The Spaniards have unleashed hell, become as demons. My men have all been murdered, leaving the task to me alone. No ship will depart this island. I destroyed them all and drowned the cursed city. A thing of such great evil must never leave these shores. In my final hour, I commend my soul to God. May he have mercy on this unholy place. Francis Drake. My God.
Holy shit, things just got dark fast. After leaving the generator room, we find that Elena has been captured. God damn it, girl. Not only has she been captured, but the fact that Roman and Navarro have the map to get to the El Dorado? Nathan, what did you do? Honestly, I'm not sure why Nathan didn't take the paper with him. Then again, it was before El Dorado was only turning people into zombies. I don't know. Anyway, can we talk about that for a second? I just want to clarify something. The game never explains why El Dorado turns people into zombies. It just does. I mean, it's still pretty messed up, and it just, you know, I'd like to know about its origin. You know, how it was made and so forth. I mean, it doesn't ruin the story by any means, but adding that little bit of detail would just make the story more interesting. I mean, just telling us that it turns people into zombies by being near it, of course.
That's just lazy writing.
Roman takes Elena hostage, and it's our job to save her. But of course, we have to fight zombies. Not only that, we have to fight Roman's men too.
Just perfect.
Finally, we're back to the surface. Roman's men at this point are trying to kill Sully because they don't give a shit. Nathan briefly explains Sully about what happened and about the El Dorado and shit, and saying we have to get to the church and stop Roman. Making our way downtown, we finally see the El Dorado with our very own eyes. Sad thing is, Roman beats us to it. Roman taking advantage of its beauty. Navarro says it's only a shell, and the real treasure is inside. Roman opens up the shell, and lo and behold, a dead guy. Roman gets a big whiff of smelling the dead body.
Watch this.
Hello, I'm Dr. Pig with a word about bullying. Bullying is a misdirected attempt at attention, rooted in anger and frustration.
Now that Roman's gone for good, Navarro is running shit now. Nathan tells Navarro to stop, this is just horrible, just don't do this shit. But of course Navarro isn't listening. I mean, why would he, when he can sell the El Dorado at a very hefty price and be set for life? Soon after that little chat, other zombies know that the El Dorado has been caught and try to kill everyone in their sight. Navarro tries to escape, giving us the only choice of giving chase. Nathan jumps on the El Dorado and hangs on for dear life. Navarro knows about Nathan and tells the guard to kill him with his gun. And then it kicks the guard out of the helicopter, shooting at Nathan and killing the pilot in the process. And the helicopter conveniently goes down on the ship. Okay. However, alas, the final showdown. The fight between Nathan and Navarro and some of his men. After hiding like a pussy and killing his men for a few minutes, we see that Elena is unconscious on the helicopter.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Now that we don't have a gun, our only option is to hide for a bit, and when he's gonna reload, we attack him. A couple of quick time events later, and Navarro is knocked out.
You got knocked the fuck out, man!
Now that he's knocked down, Nathan checks up on Elena and sees if she's alright.
Oh, Nate!
Adios, asshole. It's a shame we're leaving empty-handed, though.
Oh, well, you know, I did manage to save one small thing. Here, I thought you might miss this.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You two got a funny idea of romantic.
Sully! Wow, you look like hell.
You should see the other guys. Got us a boat.
We already have a boat.
Yeah, big boat.
I like this one better.
Oh my goodness! Sully, you beautiful son of a bitch!
Borrowed it off a couple of pirates who were too dead to care.
Finally, with all that being said and done, our heroes can finally go back home with the treasure, leaving the game's story to a close for now. Overall, I think the story was fantastic. Voice-over work was pretty spot on. Games are finally taking the story formula seriously. That, yes, it could be more than a game, it could be a movie in the process. And to me, I think that's pretty badass. A playable movie is something that this day, for me, is incredible. I mean, sure, other games before Uncharted have achieved this as well. The only thing I can think of at this moment is the Halo franchise. Other than that, I can't really think of anything else, but I'm pretty sure those games still exist, but they're under the radar in my opinion. The writing for this game was great as well. Some of the parts of the story could, of course, be worked on. Like I mentioned before a little bit of the El Dorado, that's just a little small stuff that could make the game more interesting of the story. But overall, I think the story was more than enjoyable. If you were to ask me if Uncharted was a console seller, I would say yes. The collection right now is $20 US on the PSN store, which is more than worth the money, I feel. Like I mentioned briefly, I got this game back in late of 2016. I got this game for a measly $10 on Black Friday sealed. You get 3 great games for a very low price, and hey, you can also get the games on the PS3. I'm sure the first Uncharted can be a measly $1. Like I said, all the Uncharted games are fantastic. Go out and play them, you'll have a great time. Or you could have a bad time if you don't know what you're doing. Alright, time for the gameplay, god damn it. After playing this game again, the controls have aged quite well. I just got used to it within like 2 minutes tops. You hit the R2 button to shoot, and of course use the L2 button to aim like any other shooter. The reload button is R1, which is weird for the first time playing it, but obviously I played this game before, so it wasn't really all that weird to me, but playing it for the first time, you may just get weirded out like, oh, that's how you reload, but you'll get used to it pretty quick. The game has a cover-up dodge feature, where if you press the circle button, you can like dodge, or you can hide in a corner or in a little like box to protect yourself and stuff. It's pretty cool. It saved me quite a ton. If you run towards it while dodging, you automatically just hide behind a corner. It's pretty cool. There are some punching combos you can do by mixing up the square and triangle button. I've gotta say, this is pretty horrific today's age, because most of the time it just doesn't work. So if you get a chance to like shoot at somebody, just do it. I just rather waste the ammo than freaking trying to punch somebody. You'll survive even more if you just do that. Pressing up on the D-pad at certain points of the story is a hint system for the player if they ever get lost. If you're near a ledge, the circle button will allow you to drop down, and by pressing the X button, it will allow you to climb up. Pretty simple stuff if you ask me. The left control stick and the X cross into the next ledge or wall. And if you ever need to switch weapons, you can either use the left D-pad or the right D-pad. When I started this game again, I was really appreciating how this game just looks beautiful. Even for today. I'm pretty sure back then this was mind-blowing. I mean, of course, it was the start of the 7th generation consoles. Naughty Dog was just like, here, we're gonna go out with a bang. I forgot to mention during the story, cutscenes just look super well detailed. For the year it definitely came out. Lip sync is pretty much spot on. The voice actors did a splendid job. I'm not just talking about Nathan Drake's voice actor or Elena's voice actress. Everyone just did a splendid job, and I truly mean that. I was so invested into this story. Even back then, I was invested. My second playthrough was fantastic. I'm going off script, as you can clearly tell. I think everyone did a fantastic job. Just props, props, props. I will say, climbing is a necessity for this game. And I also will say the camera for climbing sections did not age well at all. I think it was pretty horrendous in my second playthrough. Just don't be surprised if Nathan does something that you didn't want him to do in the first place while in these climbing sections. Just don't be surprised. It happens to everybody. Oh yeah, you know how this game is called Uncharted, right? Nathan finds a map. Just think about that. Nathan finds a map. I forgot to point out in the story, Nathan finds a map that leads into the El Dorado, right? The game is called Uncharted. Just, if you think about that, the map is charted, but you're going to Uncharted. Like, the game is called Uncharted, you know what I'm saying? I just found that kind of funny, but moving on. I just want to give you a tip right now, and saying if you ever do plan on playing this game, which I highly recommend you would, try to go for the head, and I know that sounds like a no shit Sherlock tip. Oh my god, this saved me so many times. I cannot tell you how many times it saved my life with this shit. I recommend using the pistol for shooting guys in the head, just to make things simple, you know, no recoil. I mean, sure, you can use other weapons, but just for me personally, I'll just go with the pistol. Oh yeah, these are collectible treasures. They're spread around the entire game, and they're nothing more than bragging rights in my opinion. But hey, it's something to collect, I guess. I mean, you get trophies for it. Pretty cool.
Box of Cheez-Its.
The game at some point will actually shoot up to a shoot and drive mode, which is pretty fun, but it can get boring fast considering how long the segment is. At one point, Elena has to drive back since she was about to go off a cliff. One of the trucks following us is going to make us crash. The thing is, we did crash.
I don't think so!
What the fuck was that?
Only for the game to tell me to use L2 to use grenades. Thanks game, I couldn't need that the first time. The game also switches to a boat section. I guess Naughty Dog took notes from Shadow the Hedgehog. The thing is with the section, the enemies can be really dumb, and by dumb I mean dead on accuracy.
Stupid!
And there's so many enemies that you can die like so many times. You see, there are these explosive barrels in your way to drive on the water, so you have to shoot them in order to make it safely. Problem is when you aim and shoot, you are at a complete stop, and since you're sitting like a duck, the enemies have a clear shot to take you down. And yeah, bullets individually don't take up that much damage, however there are so many enemies in this part of the game, it makes it too difficult to pass this part for a regular consumer. My suggestion is to take down the enemies first and then shoot at the barrels. That way you can make it safe to the other side. This part of the game isn't very long to begin with, so if you know where the enemies are, it should take you less than a minute. Later part of the game, we get the same boat gameplay, only my complaints from this one has been fixed. Kind of. I say that because Elena finally shoots without having to aim, however it's still very easy to get killed. At this point of the game, I'm starting to understand why it was a good idea to just stop and then aim. I mean, this is a better style for the boat, since you can shoot without having to worry about ammo, but at the same time, Elena misses more than 8% of her shots. It's understandable considering that her aim is poor, since the boat is moving so much. When I'm gonna revisit Uncharted 2 soon, I hope I don't have to deal with this kind of bullshit again, but I don't really remember Uncharted 2 that well. If you're ever worried about more enemies just showing up out of nowhere, Nathan will actually tell you if there are enemies left. You see, Nathan's default speed is actually just him jogging, not really running. However, when he is running, that means there are still enemies left alive. Not many players have picked this up, I feel, since the game doesn't really tell you. You just have to pay attention for this sort of thing, in my opinion. Like I said before, I think the zombies were just shoot horde in, didn't really make much sense, gameplay and story purposes. I think the zombies are pretty stupid. I say that because, one, you can die within 2 hits just by them slashing at you, and 2, they just weren't needed, okay? They just weren't needed. I mean, the design of them looked pretty creepy as shit, but I don't know, man. Like, I was not expecting to be in a horror game in this game, you know what I mean? The entire time I was in that power generator, I hated every second of it. I hated it even before. The thing is, I've hated it more in my first playthrough, considering that I was blind, I didn't know what to do. I did more in that playthrough because I remember that part very well. This part, I knew what to do. I wasn't, what's the word I'm looking for, scared? Okay, I know I'm gonna cheat a little bit, but I like this part of the game, and I think this part was really cool. They mixed up with the human part and the zombie part, and this kind of cheats in a way because I played Last of Us first, and I know that's kind of cheating, but I like The Last of Us. It gave me this creepy, scary vibe for it, and Uncharted, it made me feel like a badass. I felt like I had to do some more strategy, and it felt more of The Last of Us, because I died more in this part than any other part of the game. So I had to use a little bit of strategy and not get shot by a sniper or by Roman's men, or die by a zombie because they hit me within 1 hit because I was already damaged from a bullet or something. Too bad this section does not last long. It only lasts for about 1 fight, and that's pretty much it, and it kind of sucks. And last but not least, we got the final showdown. We had to take down some of Roman's men, or I should say Navarro's men at this point, and try to shoot Navarro himself. The thing is, if Navarro's men are on the screen, don't even shoot at Navarro. He's invincible at this point. You have to wait for him at the helicopter barrel scene. That's when you can attack him. So just shoot Navarro's men, and Navarro will do this running animation and he'll hide. Just make sure you don't be seen when Navarro is shooting at you. Just don't do that, that's pretty bad. And I mentioned in the story before, you just do some quick time events to Navarro, and that's basically it. That's basically the entire game. Yeah, I know, this game has some problems with it, but overall, the game is just fantastic. Even in today's age, I think the game, again, aged quite well. I mean, the story was good, I have some nitpicks about it. Overall, I was invested in the story, the gameplay. Overall, just a very tight and well-structured game. I love the entire franchise. I love Uncharted just in general. To me, it's the PlayStation of Halo in my opinion. Now, some people will take that as an insult, some people take it as a compliment. I'm saying it as a compliment. I love Halo, I love the franchise of that too. So with that being said, Uncharted Drake's Fortune is a fantastic game still. This game came out in 2007 and the PS4 collection is just a fantastic thing to have on the PlayStation 4. 60 FPS, great soundtrack. The main theme itself is just nostalgic hitting to me. I just love the title theme. The title theme itself is just so great. But anyway, I'm going to end out this video. Thank you guys so much for watching the first episode of Cody Chronicles. And if you guys want to talk to me more, I have my Discord and Twitter link down in the description below for you guys to follow and join the Discord server. God have mercy on my Discord server, but whatever. I appreciate every single one of you that are following the series now. Yes, my experience has evolved. Will I ever go back to my experience? Who knows? Like Sir Francis Drake himself said, greatness from small beginnings. And I'm gonna tell you, this is definitely a small beginning. You guys have a good night, I'll take care. You take care, make sure to drink your H2O, eat your pizza, and I'll see you guys later. Remember, stay cool.